Up next, we have Adrianna Borgia, who is the managing editor of Microbiology Spectrum and Microbiology Resource Announcements at the American Society for Microbiology, where she oversees the development and daily operations of the journals. Prior to ASM, she was a production team manager at Elsevier, working with society-owned titles in the health and medical sciences fields. She's also a volunteer on committees for the Society of Scholarly Publishing and is the vice president of the International Society for Managing and Technical Editors. Outside of publishing, Adrianna loves running, caring for her two cockatiels, practicing embroidery, and watching the Phillies, even if they're losing. Not sure if that's still true. Um, so the ASM journals cover all areas of microbial sciences, including molecular, cellular, applied, environmental, and clinical, focusing on all microbes from viruses to bacteria and archaea to parasites and fungi. Their editorial vision is to be a home for research that advances science and provides exceptional author services. So she will tell us today about what's new with the journal's program and how you can be involved. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, as she said, my name is Adrianna Borgia. I'm the managing editor at a few of the journals at the American Society for Microbiology. I'm really excited to be here today, especially in front of this record group for the New Jersey Symposium. Again, to tell you a little bit about what are ASM journals and what are some new and exciting things to look forward to this year. And again, as Jennifer mentioned, our editorial vision is to be the home for all research that advances the microbial sciences. So that means we want to be inclusive of all types of microbiology research, whether it's basic or clinical or about viruses or parasites. And we want to ensure that we're providing a fair and rapid peer review process for our authors and providing an overall exceptional experience. And this is something that's very important to us, especially as a society publisher. Now, you might have heard this term before, society publisher. You might have also heard the term commercial publisher, and you might think, well, I don't really get it. They seem that they do the same exact thing. They both publish research. I don't know what the difference is. So a few things to keep in mind, especially for society titles, especially for ASM. All of our journals are managed and edited by scientists who are active in their fields. So these are people who you probably know, or possibly maybe you've read their work, heard them speak, or collaborated with. So they're people that know what is the most new and relevant terms in the field, and also they themselves understand what it's like to be an author and somebody who's in your shoes. For that reason, their main focus is going to be on providing a high quality and ethical peer review process for you. And I would say the biggest difference, I would say, when you're thinking about a society versus a commercial publisher is frankly where the money goes. So at the end of the day, after we've covered our costs, any revenues that are left over, they don't go into a CEO's pocket or get put on a PowerPoint slide for a board of investors to look at and invest stocks in. Rather, all of our revenue is reinvested back into the society and back into making sure we're able to fund programs. A lot of the things that Lisa was talking about. So things like those scientific conferences, awards and travel grants for early career scientists, training programs, especially advocacy. That's something that's become very important, especially this year, and a lot more. So we have a lot of different journals, about 15 currently, which seems like a lot. So I'll take a brief moment to introduce you to all of them. First and foremost, we have our discipline-specific titles. So starting with, of course, our two oldest journals, Journal of Bacteriology and Journal of Virology. In addition to that, we also have I&I, which focuses on microbe-host interactions, as well as applied and environmental microbiology, looking at microbes within an environmental context. We also have a number of clinically focused journals. So AAC has a more therapeutics focus, while JCM has a more diagnostics focus. And our newest journal also is completely dedicated to publishing patient case reports and case series. And then we have a whole suite of open access titles. So starting with our three broad scope open access titles, there's MBio, which is the most selective, MSphere that has more of a community focus, Microbiology Spectrum has a sound science approach to their decision-making process. We also have a few discipline-specific open access journals, including M Systems, looking at microbial systems, our education journal, Journal of Microbiology and Biology Education, and also Microbiology Resource Announcements, which is a unique journal that specifically publishes short descriptors of publicly accessible genomics and omics data sets. And then, of course, we have our reviews titles. And again, you're probably already thinking, wow, this is a lot. But as I said in the beginning, our goal is to continually be more and more inclusive of new and emerging and growing fields within microbiology, which is why I'm excited to announce that this year we'll be launching another new journal, ASM Animal Microbiology. So it'll be a title that is dedicated to research on animal-associated microbes. So everything from veterinary to zoonotic diseases, microbiome, AMR, drugs, therapeutics, One Health approaches, again, mammals, invertebrates, birds, the works. We'll be opening up, we will be announcing the editor-in-chief at Microbe, and very shortly after, we'll be opening up for our first submissions. Another really exciting announcement is specifically for our hybrid titles. This year, we are piloting a new open access model. This model is called Subscribe to Open. So the way that this works is very similar to how you would traditionally subscribe to a journal. However, the twist is that if we reach a certain level of subscription revenues, we then are able to open up the content of all 6 of these journals as open access, which means without any additional article processing charges to the authors for the year of 2025. There are still page charges. However, there are steep discounts, especially if you're an ASM member or a subscribing institution. And yes, those discounts can be stacked. So again, this is not something that ASM only is doing. There are other publishers who are experimenting with this model of more of an equitable approach to open access. I'd be happy to talk a little bit more about it at the booth later during the poster session, as I know it is something that takes a little bit of time to sort of grasp, but we're very excited to announce that we have met our subscription target for the year. And also, again, we are always continuously accepting all sorts of research, but we do have a brand new page that lists all of our current calls for papers in our various journals. This is updated throughout the year. This little QR code, you can bookmark it and just kind of check. I put a few of the active ones that I felt might be relevant for this particular crowd. As I said, again, we're always continuously accepting new research and new areas. And I've been talking a lot about articles, but that's not just what we do. We also have a variety of free webinars and podcasts that are sponsored by our journals program. They involve Jimby Live, Editors in Conversation, the brand new Journal Virology seminar series, and also the M Systems Thinking series. So again, these are free to register and to view, and you can also see past episodes on the journal websites as well as our YouTube channel. So I wanted to end just my brief talk today with 2 calls of action. First and foremost is how can you support ASM journals? First of all, review for us. If you get an invitation to review from one of our journals and it's something that is in your wheelhouse and that you have the time to do, please consider saying yes. Also, you can consider serving as an editor or an editorial board member on one of our journals. Consider us also for publishing your work. And if you have published with us, spread the word, tell other people about it. And most importantly, one of the reasons I really am excited to be here today is to get your feedback on how we can better serve you. As I said, as a society publisher, our main goal is to ensure that we are being inclusive of the microbiology community and that we are providing value and services and support. So again, myself and my assistant managing editor, Joe, we have a table in the back of the poster hall. So please feel free to come by, say hello, and just talk to us. Give us your feedback. Have you submitted to us? If so, what was your experience? Are there other ways that we can be better serving the scientific community in our journals? Again, very much looking forward to hearing your feedback. Again, this is just my contact information. Of course, we have cards and a whole bunch of other stuff. If you come by and say hi, we don't bite, we're very friendly. But yeah, very much looking forward to hearing all the research today and speaking with all of you. Thank you.